Alright, so since we're all stuck and at home or whatever, I'm working on my car at home on the weekends instead of leaving it at the shop and going all the way to the shop and working on it there. So I brought it home. So we got it home and yeah, I got some new goodies to put on it. And originally I did a build breakdown of it at the shop, but I kind of lost all those videos on my phone somehow. So I'm gonna try to finish it off, which is gonna be like suspension stuff and engine and interior stuff, I guess. I might only do quick bits for now, but that's the goal, just so I can work on this and work on some of the other projects I have. So lower control arms I made myself, heat lining knuckles, stands, coils the car came with, Z32 or 32 whatever caliper, right? And I'm running power stop rotors and power stop pads. In the rear, it's still single caliper Z32 stuff with a Wisefab Driftworks rear knuckle, PBM tones, and then ISR camber and stock traction rod, Nismo lower control arm, and I believe I do have a sway bar. The car has 4/6 diff gear ratio with 350Z axle stub conversion things and axles. Solid diff bushing in the front, but I think it's got the soft OEM one in the back. Cool little JDM rear brakes. What else? I made the drive shaft be a 2-piece drive shaft instead of 1-piece, and I'm running a Z32 transmission. So yeah, Z32 trans. I made the trans mount. Nothing pretty, but it works really well. The car has an HKS twin disc. You might be able to see it. Let me see if I can get close. So it's HKS twin. Everything for the power steering's by Chase base. So these are usually hard lines that everyone destroys, but they make a nice pretty kid. And then the high pressure and the low pressure line are by them too, and they go to a cooler in the front. Yep. And those lines look really good, and overall makes my engine bay looks really good. So yeah, as you can see, my suspension's not anything complicated. You know, some neat parts like the Nismo rear lower control arm. Oh, and I do have a Nismo front power brace. Yeah, some PBM parts like traction rods. It does have roll center correction uncles in the front and rear, pretty much. So that's about it. Nothing too wild. Really good brakes though by Power Stop. And yeah. So then I guess it's just this thing. So this is a S14 SR black top head. I think it's a red top block, but it's S13 block. It's got piston rods and all ARP stuff on the bottom end. It's got I think an Apex head gasket, head studs, valve springs, retainers, valves. It's got a dual rocker shim guide conversion. It's got 256 and 264 cams. 8 June NHKS. Yeah. It runs 032 coil packs. It's 299 MS3 Pro. I'll show you guys that in a little bit, but that's just kind of the quick rundown on the engine. 5.0 side feed injectors, and I'm actually going to try to do something to this here to try to get a little bit more flow, because I'm running out of fuel from the last time we tuned the car. So it runs on 85 side feed injectors. They're 5.0. I think they're 1000 cc. Let me think what else. So I guess I'll go to the simple stuff. Coil rad, end flow, you know, Zamco hoses in green. Try to keep the theme, which funny, it kind of happened on accident. It wasn't supposed to. Thick intercooler. It's really thick, but it's a little chub, so I can still have a lot of flow to the radiator. I made the intercooler piping ready. Type R blow valve. Then it has a Greddy TD06 SL2 on a Greddy mid-mount manifold. Top garage down pipe. It has a tile wastegate right now. But this is my favorite turbo kit. But I'm probably gonna maybe retire this and go to something else. I hope, maybe, we'll see. But I just like this sounds the most. Oh, like I already said, everything. It's chase base and the power steering makes that all look nice and clean. Got a little ready catch can over here, and I actually have to route this to the intake, but I need to buy a titanium bung and weld the titanium bung to that. What else? Oh, I guess let me show you a couple cool little neat things. So with the boost controller, we mounted up high and out of the way, and instead of running the vacuum lines rubber all the way down to the turbo, we ran these hard lines, and, you know, kind of just added the bends and made it go down there. And there is rubber down there that gets to the wastegate, but as you can see, we try to get as much as the rubber line away from the heat so we wouldn't melt anything. So, you know, a little preventing maintenance or whatever it's called. It looks like I got an exhaust leak. But yeah, then we have a little shield right here because this is the brake line for the rear. So that's a neat little thing. Yeah, over there. Then we got my Greddy Grex oil filter relocation. And from the oil filter relocation, we go to a Tomei oil block. Dash tent lines, and then this is a thermostat. And then when this opens and goes to this little roll call. So this little guy, but this little guy is like super huge on the inside. It actually was dash 12, and I had to reduce it to 10. So yeah, which is wild. But so little guy, but it runs a lot of fluid inside of it. So we got that. We got a TK Tech little throttle thingy to try to help with my pedal box. We got an AM fuel pressure regulator, flex fuel sensor, and now that I'm getting into sensors, I guess I'll show you, this is my fuel pressure sensor. Then we got oil pressure sensor down there, oil temperatures down there on the pan. Yeah, we got a cool little GK Tag clear cast cover. Apparently they're making these again, so maybe I should get a new one. I've had that ever since that first came out. And then Here's the harness I made. All mil spec, everything, wiring, tassel, techniques, just to try to make it the most reliable I can make this car. And it's something that I can do myself. Plus, you know, look how neat it looks. Kind of, you know, show off some of the skills that I have acquired over the years. So, yep, we got quick disconnects. I feel like I talked about this before, or maybe when I originally just built a car, I talked about where they went. So this is how they came out. Yeah, you know, quick disconnect. These are a little long because they're ratcheting, but this is just some of the stuff that I had laying around. Kill switch, future mattress stuff. Yeah, I made a whole bunch of these brackets to hold all the little design things. This one has a nice bracket, but it's hard to see it. So the engine makes 465 horsepower now. Somewhere around there, and like 401 torque at 22 psi. With this setup, how it's done, like I said, Z32 trans, HKS twin disc. That was one of the last things I did, and then I got it retuned and I swapped cams. Before that, I had different cam swap setups. I have a whole bunch of cams right here, and the plan, or I just like to play with them, so I want to change this up and go from this setup to a 264 to 272. Tempt that. But yeah, so that's how much this one makes right now on ethanol. It's pretty good. Here we can also see my steering shaft to that quick bulkhead release thing. It's not really quick, but it's just a bulkhead thing. Power cables, power and ground. The ground has UK spec white DR on it, and the power has yellow DR. Just so it's also easy to know, at least for me. Yep, that's kind of it. Simple. These small mounts. Yeah, I want to make like some sort of nice overflow tank for this somewhere, but I want to build a nice little like sauropod on here, so I'm gonna get to work on that whenever I get a chance. I'll probably just show you guys some of the interior stuff here in a second when I can, and that's about it. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys the trunk real quick. Obviously we just painted it all. It's nothing really crazy, but the way that the harness lays in here is pretty nice. I had to terminate this end of the eBay cookie tail and went to a connector, TC15. And then I have a quick disconnect here. I do it there. Bam. So then if I ever get in a wreck and I ruin this part, good. I could just connect to that guy. And then this is my fuel panel thing. So instead of me having the whole rear trunk of the car with the firewall, I just have my fuel stuff in there, which right now is nothing since my little tank is over there. I'm fixing that up. I'm about to put it on and do -8 lines, because right now I'm doing a -6, and we noticed that my fuel pressure went down, so that's why I'm not driving the car right now, or like drifting it. I could drive it, I just don't want to blow it up, because I like the full pull when it makes the most amount of power, like 460 whatever, it goes down on power. So yeah, or it goes down on fuel pressure. I want to kill that. What? It's this thing. And the harness goes that way. Yeah. I can quick disconnect this thing too. I can take this out and whatever, fix it up or do with the things I need to do to get this thing going. This is what we got going on. I changed the fitting on my fuel filter housing to -8, and I made this -8 line. I originally welded this onto here and thinking, oh yeah, but then the more I thought about it, the more I like realized how big of a restriction that is. You can see how I even drilled it out to try to like maximize it. But yeah, so me trying to make this the best I can, realized that sucked and found a -8 steel fitting and was able to just weld the fitting onto here. So it's tight now, but now the fitting itself is -8 and it's pretty much the same size as the fuel rail. So maybe before I didn't even have that problem with the -6 lines. Maybe before I just had this thing restricted me super hard. So yeah, instead of that, I guess, crappy thing, just welded it on. And hopefully now I can honestly make this like the best thing that it could be. In theory, I would really like to have weld another one back here and then maybe weld return in the middle so I can have feed both ways. But yeah, hopefully this is enough, you know what I'm saying? -8 is a lot. And and at least if this route doesn't work, then it's gonna be time to upgrade to a top feed, you know, which will suck. But it's just more money I have to spend to try to get this car done. So you know how it is, it's just life. But yeah, anyways, hopefully this works. So right now I'm running the line that goes to the rear to the fuel tank. So -8. I got a big old -8 line down there, and yeah, I just gotta run it to the back over there so that I can connect it to this thing, which will be inside of that thing, and be able to work out. Sandra's also working on her bike. I think all she has to do is put her new handle grips on, and it's pretty much completed as of now, right?
Fixing the back wheel, the fender, I got to put it on.
Oh, you putting on the ram fender? So, yeah, this is her little lower rider bike project. She has a lot of plans, but apparently a lot of this stuff isn't made anymore, so for that, it's just also hard to find. But yeah, so we're going back here. Hopefully, I'll get that done here in a second. Alright guys, I'm going to continue to try to finish this little simple build breakdown or whatnot. I think I showed you guys the sort of stuff right here. I did finish the rear lines and stuff, but somehow I'm still running out of fuel. I've took the pump out of the car to make sure it's a good one, but you know, it's hard to tell. I have a spare. Anyways, so we'll move on from that. Did try to get the car tuned again. It did make 503 horsepower this time and 440 foot-pounds of torque, but we can't go over 6,500 RPM because we keep running out of fuel. So I don't know if maybe it's my injectors, maybe the rail's running out of flow, or it's just one pump not enough. So yeah, my solution original was to make this little sauropod thing, but I've spent more time trying to make that than anything. So now I'm just gonna order something. So this is one of those times where you learn. So sometimes you learn the hard way pretty much that it is cheaper, or at least in the long term, to not try to make something that maybe it's a little harder than you can make and just order it. Just what I'm gonna do. So instead of keep messing with things, I'm just gonna try to find a sauropod that takes 2 tanks. Maybe I'll just put one inside of there for now, and if that's not enough, I'll add 2 So then maybe I'll just have 2 pumps, 1 in tank, 1 in the surge. If I need 3, 1 in tank and 2 in the surge, you know, we'll deal with that. But yeah, so moving on from that, since I already tried to do that, and I've tried to make this video like 5 times, but I keep deleting the videos on accident, so move on. I've already showed you guys, like, yeah, the suspension-ish stuff, I guess you could say. The engine we went through kind of briefly, you know. So yeah, it's in this video more than likely, I think. Maybe it's in the first part. Yeah, so I guess we can move on to the interior. So super simple. We have Brid seats. We have the Zeros RS thing they just came out with, FIA approved. So this is so I can pass tag in any of these new Param competitions and such. As my passenger, I have the OG Zeros because that seat is awesome. So this nice little combo we got going on. It's a nice little combo we got going on with some Grady belts. Grady, Rust, William belts for now. Next, other simple thing, it's just this Nardi Deep Corn, I believe, which is the Vertex collab on a double stacked set of NRG with the homie Ryan quick releases. And this is just so I could have my steering shaft further away from me, so whenever I took this off, I would have all this room right here to get in and out of the car, instead of, obviously, if I made the shaft a little bit longer, it would just be more in the way. So I did that. So all that is made to this, welded on to this shaft here that I welded on. And this is a solid bar shaft that goes all the way to the firewall. Then I have a firewall connection. And then inside of here, I made the other joint and into the steering rack. So then that's how I made this car right-hand drive. I get people asking me all the time. It's a left-hand drive car. I literally, the only thing I did was cover up all the holes. So there was no way fire can go inside the firewall without, obviously, like quick releases and stuff like that. No fire can go inside into the cabin. And then because doing this made it easier to do the steering shaft, because I just welded it onto my dash bar. So back here is welded to the dash bar. As you can see, this right here is, if I can get it to work, is my cluster. I believe I talked about this briefly before. I finished it. People are, you know, I was wondering what I was gonna do, but I said I was just gonna try to do some sort of neat dash display, which is this. So yeah, this reads TPS, oil pressure, map. I have ethanol content. I have boost, air temp, my lambda, coolant, engine speed, and yeah, it's GPS based too, so I actually know how fast I'm going. So this connects to my ECU via USB. So that's how I can see my engine vitals. So more on to my driver's side stuff. So making this car right-hand drive, I obviously needed a way to be able to have pedals, and I honestly came up with the easiest way I figured to do that was floor-mounted pedal box. So you guys seen me build this too. I welded a bracket to the floor of the car, so then this can bolt onto that bracket with studs. The masters are under here. Everything's OBP. I've gotten a couple questions. I've gotten the throttle body to work. Here, let me try. The way that I got the throttle body to, or the throttle cable to work, was to be able to connect it to the bottom of the bracket right here. There's a little tab, and then this cable is actual GM LS throttle body cable. So it's kind of like on a cool little pivot right there, so you can see. Then I actually welded a bracket to the back of this. So then that's where the cable mounts. And then obviously the cable goes in here, kind of OEM style like, to the GK Tech little throttle wheel, my bobby thing. So that's how I got that to work. I might actually revise this and try to see if I can change the angle of this somehow, for maybe I can move it forward or something, so then I don't have to go all the way back for full throttle. Right now this is the amount of throw it has, so I want to shorten that, and I believe all I have to do is maybe somehow get this to right here, and if I get that right there, and technically it should move it. But so yeah, OBP pedal box with a Moon Ice foot pedal. Another neat thing, obviously I wasn't just gonna try to have all this and not make the car somewhat my style. You know, it's a race car and all, but I still feel like it needs to be individualized a little bit. Back there you can see how I made an OEM Nissan brake switch work to the back of the pedal box. I think this is another one of my videos. So we made that work. So then this right here is what controls the brake lights. Under here, let me try to redirect the lights more. We got bulkheads, the other side for the front power harness and the other side for the engine harness. As you can tell, power and ground bulkheads. Throttle cable. This right here is my map sensor. So instead of running a soft line all the way inside the engine bay to get reference, we ran a hard line to about right here. It's kind of hard to see. Let me just get a better angle right there. So that's pretty much my firewall mount. And from there we went inside of here, across, and that goes to the ECU. I'll show you guys the rest of that when we get to the ECU. Here you can see this is what I call my power box. So as you can see, the power harness connects to that, and this right here is what gives power to everything. So all the relays and stuff are inside of here. Obviously, so you can see all my circuit breakers, fuel pump 1, fuel pump 2, lights, ECU, coils, and then we have, I think this is brake or something like that. I can't remember. It's like extra, and then I have wipers. So yeah, this is what powers the whole entire car. Let me try to get more light for you guys so somehow we can see behind it. So yeah, so you can see the front right there. That's the front part right here that you can see the quick disconnect. This one, that's too much switch. This is from the battery and ground from the battery. So then these two right here ground everything inside of there, which then that gives power to everything. Might show you guys some of that inside of there, maybe not, because I don't feel like taking it out. But this is just something I made for now, because I wanted the car to run simple and I wanted to run. But I designed the car to have a PDM. So in the future, when I get a PDM, I'm going to get rid of this. And then it will just be PDM to this and PDM to these switches. But more than likely, I'll do a different switch setup, because I'll do a CAN bus switch setup. But when I get a PDM, it just will be the other side of this quick disconnect to be wired to the PDM. And it'll be quite simple, honestly. And that's I'm kind of glad I thought about most of that stuff. So in the future, when I finish the car a little bit better, or whatever you want to call it, a little more race car-y with more expensive parts, really, it'll be easier for me. There you see how the harness runs right here. It goes to the back, and then we get to this little area. Right here, we have my brake bias knob. So this adjusts my brake bias to my OBP motor or pedal box. You can see the hard cable right here. It goes around, comes right here, goes right here to this little mount. The mounts to my CoreWorks Hydro. This thing is so beautiful. It looks so nice. It's just such a pretty piece. You can order this from us at coreworks.com, and you could actually change the color combinations you want. You can get all purple if you want. You can get all blue if you want, or you can get blue base with purple handle, purple base with blue handle, or you can do a mismatch like I did. We also have them on chrome or machine aluminum or whatever it's called, that finished, and it's so nice. Or I guess it would be called polished. So yeah, this is part of my braking system right here. So my hydro, my brake bias, pedal box, and another neat thing is, I guess you guys will be wondering, where is your fluid? So this is where I put my fluid. I'll show you guys this. I thought it would be neat if I can quickly remove this cover and have the Tilton triple reservoir right here. We got front, rear, clutch. So this way, like, check it out. Look how easy this is. Bam. Pour some fluid. You know, it's all teed off. Nice lines. Yeah, so this thing makes life a whole bunch easy where it's at least just to be able to have things clean. And bam, back covered. So like I said, you guys saw some of that stuff in there, power wires and stuff. Just mainly simple things, nothing weird to my switches. You know, wipers, headlights, ignition, start, and this is the master. That master turns on the batteries, you can hear. Master, ignition. So now the car, technically you can turn it on if I try to do it. Moving on with the simplicity of the switch panel and the rest of the stuff. I have a Z32 trans that we discussed. It's using the Maxford relocation kit pretty much. I'm using a Grip Royal shift knob. Shout out to the Grip Royal guys. Make this for me and I absolutely love it. And like the rest of everything, it ended up matching the car, not on purpose. They made me this from R32, but somehow it matches the interior of this car perfectly. So awesome. Big shout out to those guys. They do awesome things over there. On the rest of the stuff, you see my brake lines we made with these nice TC105 things tied them down to the T. Then what we see right here is my battery box. Obviously we need the battery box to pass tech for FD in most regulations, and you just to be a little safe. I do have an Optima red top in there. Instead of using like most conventional kill switches, like the red things, we like to use these high amperage relays, which is what you hear clicking on and off whenever I hit the switch up front. And the same switch that you hear right here, listen, if I turn the power on, we have a master kill switch out here, and that killed the whole power. Turn the power back on, kill the power. So all that's controlled by this guy right here, and we have a circuit breaker that is the power for the fuse for that guy. So anyways, that's what we got going on. Then back there we had my fuel box, which right now is completely taken apart because all my stuff's not working, and I'm gonna have to come back to that. All right guys, so we're gonna get on to the second side. Now that we're on the passenger side of the car, I'm going to show you guys the brains and other little cool things about the car over here. You know, we do no harm, but we take no shit. So you can see the ECU is running right now. And I'm trying to get you guys to see, but you can see the temps. So I got the master switch on, which then means that stuff is working. Stuff is my MS3 Pro Ultimate ECU. This is what I got going on, controlling the car and controlling everything. I used to work at DIY Auto Tune, and they helped back then when I was working with them. So they provided me this ECU quite a long time ago, and this thing's been sitting around for quite a bit. Since then, we found other things that I'd rather be using, but within budget, this was still going to be used because I had it. I didn't have to spend money. In that mentality, I designed the harness pretty neat like, so then if I upgrade to a new ECU where I will need little pull-up resistors and other little things, but I mean, it looks so ugly under here because I had to redo so much of this so many times to figure out why it wasn't working, and there was a whole bunch of little mistakes and little things that I don't like this ECU for. But a couple of those other things were my fault. I should have put these resistors in the thing. I should have put them inside the ECU, really, which kind of also sounds really dumb that I should have did that. But anyways, beyond that, that's what controls the car. So, like I said, nicely, I want to more than likely go to like a Motec or an M-Tron or maybe a Haltech or more than likely something else. The idea for the whole car was this car is going to evolve. It's going to continue to evolve. So, instead of me spending a whole bunch of money time it evolves, I can just do renderings or versions or whatever. So, the idea is from here on, I can completely cut off, not cut off, but like reshield, like all these pins cut off, take all the shielding off, and from here connect to whatever ECU I want to do later on. So that's why I'm glad I designed the harness like that. This is how the engine gets power from, like I told you guys, this is the power box. So the ECU powers on through there. The engine, the coils and stuff like that, power on through there, and then go in that direction to the bulkhead, which you've seen. Another thing that you've seen was this hard line that I showed you guys. So the hard line comes from a source in the engine bay, and this is to my built-in map sensor. So instead of having a bunch of chances of this getting, you know, ripped or cut up or, you know, just anything like that, we decided to make something nice and simple, just like we did with the wastegate. Just a hard line, you know, bent it up kind of nicely so it goes around stuff, you know, mount it up decently just like the rest of everything is, and put it on the car, which, you know, it pretty much, it looks awesome, to be honest. I think it looks great and it works very well. But yeah, this is my ECU. This ECU can honestly control so much other stuff. Like, look how many pins I don't even have in there. But this is a 4-cylinder engine right now, and yeah, I don't necessarily need that much fancy things, at least not yet. I think that's mostly everything. ECU package, or electronic package, as you can call what I got going on. The engine, and my suspension. You guys have seen the video with all the aero, obviously, because, you know, that one was a little bit more easier, I guess, to do or whatever. But yeah, so I don't know what else I can show you. Let me continue to think and see if I can find more little bits and things that, ooh, whoa, excuse me, that the car has. It is neat. I guess overall the car is pretty neat. I would consider it, at least myself. I really like the car. I really enjoy it. I think we built a quite unique car in the time period we had. I wish we had a little bit more, but it kind of like lit a little fire under my ass and helped me finish it. System, we're hopefully gonna try to order stuff this week so then I can handle it. Just gonna try to order either a nuke or a radium 2-pump setup, little search tank. Yeah, from there on, let me continue to see maybe goals that I have for the car. I need to do something with a sunroof. I don't have anything, and I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I should have did something with that a long time ago. That's, yeah. Another thing I want to do is lower the seat, but at the same time, I just leave it because I don't honestly want people sitting in the seat. It was one thing when it's the driver's seat and I'm the only one that drives the car, but when it's in the passenger seat, way more people are going to join or trying to get in the car. And I just do not want to put unnecessary wear to the seat. That's, yeah, whatever. I need to put a rear roof light on. Just, I don't even know if I need that, to be honest, to pass tech or anything like that anymore. I just necessarily really want it. What else? What else? I can't necessarily think anything right now. I am gonna get a different size rear master for my hydro. I believe maybe it's either that or the rear foot brake. One of them aren't matching, so it's just not enough force. It has too much travel. I want a better dash, like at least a cleaner one. If not, I might order a carbon overlay thing. If not, I might save the money and buy one of those brick house fiberglass ones that they've been making now, and I think they just started to make a right-hand drive version of it. If it's cheap enough or cheaper than an actual S14 dash, I'll get that. If not, I'm just gonna get an actual S15 dash or order that fiberglass overlay for this and just maybe paint it or something cool.